Hello guys, welcome to module 10 of Basics of HTML series. In this module, I'll be telling you about how you can use a link as a hyperlink, what is the syntax that has to be followed, what is the concept of absolute and relative URL, how you can use an image as a link, and what are the importance of a link titles. Okay, so let's begin. The first thing is HTML links. So HTML links are hyperlinks. You can click on the link and you can jump on another document. Okay, so it follows syntax that gives that is specified under a tag, and after a tag you have to give a space. Then you have to write href, that is HTML reference equals to the commas, then the URL you want the user to go, then close the comma, close the bracket, and you want the link text, and you close this tag. So rather than telling you, I'll show you how this works. So this is a basic HTML sheet I have taken, and I have linked this sheet to a separate style sheet, that is style.css. I hope that you are aware of how to link the style sheet. Okay, so suppose I want to add a link over here, that is a, and I give href equals to, I want my user to go to www.google.com. okay, then I write click here to reach Google, okay, slash a. I save this thing. Now I run this thing. See what happened. It has created a link for me. So whenever I hover my mouse cursor over it, it will give me a little hand symbol that shows me it is clickable now. So this is a link, and now if I click over it, since I don't have any link attached to it, it won't show anything. But when I actually link it, make it live, when I click over here, I'll reach to google.com. By default, the links will appear as follows. An unvisited link is underlined in blue, a visited link is underlined in purple, an active link is underlined in red. Okay, so this link is, if visited, it will be purple, if not visited, it will be blue, if I make it active only, it will be red. So this is what I meant when I said about the colors of the link. You can also definitely change the colors of the link in the CSS styling. That for that I'll be making a separate video in the HTML CSS series, so please do check it out. I'll put the link of that video also. Okay, the next thing is the target attribute. So target attribute basically specifies where you want to open the window. So if you, by default, the link page will be displayed in the current browser window. If you want to change this thing, you have to define a target attribute. So target attribute can be a self, a blank, a parent, or top. So self means it will open in the same window over which you are working. If you define target as blank, it will open a new window, same as parent and top. Okay, so suppose I give a space here and I write target equals to commas underscore bln blank. Okay, I'll save this thing, reload this page, and see what happens. It has opened a new page for me. I don't think it's visible to you, but this is a separate and new page for me, new tab for me in my Chrome window. Okay, so this is because I have specified the blank attribute, that is target attribute, in the blank option. If I change this attribute to the self, okay, what it will do, it will open the link in the same window I'm working on. Okay, so this is what I meant, how you can use the target attribute. Now there is a concept of absolute URL and relative URL. Absolute URL is what I showed you here. You just specify a simple address of a website, so that when you click somewhere, it will take you to that website. That is called absolute URL. Now relative URL can be, you may be having a pages with the extension of ASP, that is called active server packages. In that way, if you have some files in your HTML folder, and suppose your file name is file and extension is ASP, you can directly link it here, okay, which is inside the window, inside that folder you are working on. This is my folder or which I'm working on, and suppose I don't have it right now, but suppose I have a page which is saved as file.asp. ASP is the extension that is used as active server packages. active server pages, I'm sorry. Okay, so if you use it, this is an example of relative URL. Okay, you are not using an absolute website URL, you're using a relative URL which is inside your website. So this is the difference between absolute and relative URL. Now you can also use the HTML links, HTML images as a link. How you can do it? Suppose you use the a tag to define the link. Now in this a tag you define an image. If you do that, your image can be clickable. Now I'll show you how you can add it. Suppose I defined a tag, okay, and I wrote href equals to, suppose, patriotics.in. Okay, then I again define an image tag inside this tag, image tag, and then the source of image can be from the parent folder over which I'm working. Suppose this image is 89. Okay, the name of the image. So I wrote 89.png. You have to write the full extension. You can specify the height as well as the width. Okay, suppose the height I defined is 200 pixels and the width I defined is 150 pixels. Okay, and I save this thing. I'm sorry, I have to close this a tag also. This a tag I have closed. I'll save this thing and see what comes. So I have imported an image. Now if I hover my mouse over it, it is a clickable now. It has showed me this hand kind of symbol. So now this image can be used as a link, and if you click over this image, you will be taken to a website or a page where you want this to be redirected. Okay, this, for this case, it is patriotics.me. So this is the way how you can use an image as a link. Now if you want, sometimes it happens that you want the user to click on a link so that it opens the email program of the user. Okay, so that directly he can send a mail to you. So how you can do that? You have to use mail to feature. The mail to feature is very easy to use. I'll write a, and then in href I'll write equals to dot dot. Now first of all I'll write mail to colon, suppose abc@gmail.com. Okay, now I write click here to mail us, and I'll close this slash a. Okay, now see what happens. So click here to mail us comes here. If I click over here, so what it will do, it will open the Gmail for me directly so that I can send the email to the same link whatever we have added in the mail to section. Okay, so my net was working, that's why it opened the page. So directly if I add the mail to, it will open the Gmail program of your window, and it will directly in the to section it will fill this email whatever you want. Okay, so it will be very helpful if you are making a website which is for enterprise, which is seeking inquiries from their customers. Okay, the last thing of this module will be the link titles. So how this title can help you, I'll show you. Suppose this is the same link and I add a space here, title, I'll add title, I'll write equals to this is an image as link. Now where this title will come, I'll show you. So I'll save this thing. When I hover my cursor over here, it will show me a message. That message will be saying this is an image as a link, and this message is same as the title what I have added. Sometimes it might be very useful for you so that you don't have to worry what I have done. Okay, this is the way how you can use the titles for a link. In the very last, I'll define the summary of this module. So we used a tag to define a link. We used href to define the link address. We used a target attribute to define where to open the link document. We used image element inside the a to use an image as a link. And we used the mail to scheme inside the href attribute to create the link that opens the user's email program. Okay, so I hope this is all clear to you, and if you have any doubts, you can always question me in the comment section and I'll be happy to help you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.